pleasant day, children. Today we are going to learn lesson number 2, that's components of food. Unit 1, food. Okay, under food this chapter comes, that is the chapter number 2, components of food. Now let's see how interesting is this components of food going to be. All right, children, components of food. Lesson number 2. As for me, it sounds to be quite interesting. So let's all set on a journey of studying another chapter in science. That's components of food. Happy listening, understanding and exploring and sipping in the lesson, kids. Our body needs energy to do work. What does our body need energy for? To do work. We get this energy from the food that we eat. Food is therefore the fuel which is used to give us energy. Which is the fuel that is used to give us energy, children? Let's all say together. It's food. Have you ever wondered what is food made up of? Food contains different essential components that we need to live and grow. They are known as nutrients. What are they known as? Nutrients. Nutrients give us energy and protect us from diseases. The essential nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fiber. So you see, fruits and vegetables have vitamin, fiber and minerals. Now here, bread, rice, cereal, potatoes have, what do they have? They have carbohydrates. Now meat, fish and alternatives have proteins. Food and drinks containing sugar and fats. Milk and dairy foods have protein and fat. These are the nutrients in our diet. Okay, now let's set on the journey about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy giving nutrients. What are they? They are energy giving nutrients. Carbohydrates consist of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. What do they consist of? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. We get carbohydrates from foods like rice, bread, potato, chapatis and sugar. Glucose, fructose and starch are some forms of carbohydrates. The biggest portion of our regular diet consists of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates give us energy. See these sources of carbohydrates, have a look at them. That is the bread, it is the potato and it is the rice over here. Okay, these are some examples. These are not all the examples, these are just some examples, pictures, all right, of carbohydrates. So that was something interesting that we learned about carbohydrates. Now let's go to the fats. Fats are the energy reservoirs of the body. Which are the energy reservoirs of the body, children? It is the fats. When we consume carbohydrates more than required, our body stores the excess carbohydrate as fats and lipids. These are stored just below our skin. We get fats from food like butter, ghee, nuts, cheese and oils. Fats act as insulators and keep our body warm. They protect the organs of the body. There are two types of fats, vegetable fats and animal fats. Which are the two types of fats, children? Vegetable fats and animal fats. Now what do fats act as? Insulators and keep our body warm. So that was interesting about fats. Okay, now let's see the sources of fats. Which are some of the sources of fats? They are the butter, nuts and cheese. Now vegetable fat, which is found in oils made from plants such as coconut, mustard and groundnut. Now we all, I don't know about you, but I really love consuming coconut oil. I love coconut oil. I love delicacies prepared in coconut oil. and everything, I love to consume coconut in plenty, grated coconut, and in all forms. I'm just an ardent lover and fond of having lots of coconut everywhere. Okay, I can just go on eating and eating coconut, of course, but you're not supposed to have in excess though, but I'm just fond of it. Of course, even groundnuts are yummy, and mustard oil too is also good. I have tasted it. Okay, it's nice too. Okay, then comes the animal fat, which is found in milk products like butter and ghee and meat and fish. Here, who doesn't love butter and ghee? I love those butter stuffed, parathas and ghee roasted, yummy, whatever is roasted in ghee. I can just have it, and I love to have butter. That ad is utterly butterly delicious Amul. Okay, the minute I think hear the word butter, that is the jingle that comes in my mind. All right. Okay, then we have the proteins. Proteins are necessary to help the body grow and be strong. They help repair damages in the body. Proteins are made up of amino acids. Amino acids are made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. What are they made of? Amino acids are made of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. We get proteins from food like meat, eggs, fish, pulses, cottage cheese, that is paneer, and some dry fruits. Protein from animal products are also called first class proteins, as they contain all the amino acids. Protein from plant products are called second class, as they do not contain all the amino acids. Children, as you are learning about these, you just seep it into your brains, because the questions to you can come from anywhere. You should know each and every understand and learn each and every point of this. Okay, proteins from the major component of all living things. Dash form the major component of all living things. It is the proteins. All right. Now let's see what this do you know have for us. Calorie is a unit of energy. The number of calories a person needs in a day depends on his or her age, height, weight, gender, and physical activity level. People who consume more calories than they burn off in a day are more likely to be overweight. Now, how much is actually we are supposed to have? Fats 1 gram 9 calories, protein 1 gram 4 calories, carbohydrates 1 gram 4 calories. Fat should be account for 30% or less of the calories consumed daily, with saturated fats found in meat, milk, and eggs accounting for no more than 10% of the total fat intake in a day. That means on the whole you can have only 10% of the total fat in a day, not more than that. All right, then what are these now? These are pulses. This is the cooked meat. This is cottage cheese, that's paneer, and these are dry fruits. These are the sources of proteins. Did you get it, children? Okay. Let's see what this activity has here for you. You need a slice of bread, a few spoons of pulses grounded into a paste, a slice of potato, and a spoon of butter or ghee. Do the following tests with the paste of each. Preparation of the paste. Crush the samples to be tested. Add water, that is cold or room temperature, to crush the sample. Filter the solution to get a clear liquid. Now this is the preparation of a paste. Okay, now test for protein. How are we going to see the test of protein on this? Pour this into another test tube containing sodium hydroxide and shake gently. Add 3 drops of copper sulfate to the paste in the test tube. If the color turns purple or violet, then the protein is present in the food item. If you do this, you will come to know whether the food has protein in it. Then for fat, how do we do it? Rub the food paste or solution against some brown paper. Allow the paper to dry. If a grease mark is present, then the food item contains fat. Test for starch. Place the food paste or solution on a white tile. Add a few drops of iodine solution to the paste. If the color changes to blue or black, then starch is present in the food item. My gosh, so interesting, isn't it, children? I think so you should conduct this experiment and you can see it for yourself, and I guess you will definitely enjoy it. Alright, then we come to the vitamins. Though required in very small quantities, vitamins are essential to ensure the proper functioning of our body. Now these are oranges, these are bananas, these are gooseberries. Gooseberries are what we call as amla, some call avla, okay, that is gooseberry. And these are yummy melons. I think this looks to be a honeydew melon, and I am very fond of melons. Alright, now activity 2, take information from the internet and complete this table which lists some important vitamins. One is done for you. Now let me see this, only this vitamin which is done for you, that is vitamin A. It's responsible for good eyesight. Food that we get it from is a cod liver, oil, liver, egg yolks, butter, milk. Now for vitamin B, C, D, E and K, it's your duty to find out by surfing the net, and I will be looking forward for your answers on it. Got it? Then we come to the minerals. Okay, like vitamins, minerals are required by our body in small quantities. All of them have particular functions to perform in the body. Now this is broccoli, spinach leaves, tomatoes and soybeans. These are some sources of minerals. There are umpteen amount of them, but these are some examples that they are listed over here. Okay, now minerals are very important, as good as vitamins for our body, okay, because they have to perform certain functions. Then we go to fiber. The food we eat contains some of the nutrients in varying proportions. However, there is a component in food which cannot be digested. This is roughage of fiber. Roughage helps to prevent constipation. We get fiber from foods like fruits and green vegetables. Okay, so fiber is also equally important, children. Alright, then we come to water. Now water makes up almost 70% of our body. Okay, weight. Water plays a very important role in the body system. It transports food waste, chemicals and gases through the body. In the digestive system, water helps to break down the food. Water removes waste from the body in the form of urine and sweat. Now let's see, have a look at this table. Take information from the internet and complete the table which lists some important minerals. One has been done for us, that is the calcium. What is the function of the calcium? It strengthens bones, teeth, muscle and nerve function. And where do we get it from? Milk, cheese, yogurt, fish, broccoli, green beans and almonds. Okay, so now you have to find out about magnesium, sodium, potassium, zinc, phosphorus, iodine and iron. Okay, now how are you going to do this? You are going to surf the net. Okay, sweat also helps the body to stay cool. Every day our body loses some amount of water in the form of urine and sweat. We also lose water as water vapor when we breathe out. About half of this water is replenished by the water in the food we eat. The other half is replenished when we drink liquids. We need to drink about 8 glasses of water every day to stay healthy. Even though it is vital for our body, water does not provide any energy. If a person loses too much water, for example, while playing or working in the hot sun, his or her body gets dehydrated. This causes the blood to become thicker and its movement in the body slows down. This causes severe pain and cramps in the muscles. Children, this shows us that we need to have ample amount of water. Now let's see what is this. Do you know part about water? Okay, it might be something very interesting. All right, water is essential for life. It is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. It also contains minerals like sodium and potassium. It is a major component of our body. Water forms about 75% of the weight of an infant and 70% of the weight of an adult human being. Water is an essential component of all the cells and tissues. It is a medium of all body fluids including blood, the saliva, digestive juices, urine and sweat. It plays an important role in the regulation of the body temperature. It distributes the heat produced in the body by burning carbohydrates. Water dissolves a variety of substances, including all products of digestion, and carries them to the various parts of the body with the help of blood. Water helps the food to go down the digestive tract. It helps the joints move smoothly. My goodness me, such an interesting fact about water, children. What I would want you to do here is, of course, write about every component of the food, but I just want you to make a mini booklet about water. Now just now we have learned that it is so very important. All right, make a mini booklet, surf the net, see what you can get more than what is over here and work on it. Okay, we finished about water. Now we are going to the deficiency diseases. All nutrients are required by the body in specific quantities. See, specific means what? Only certain things, like specific. You cannot have anything in excess. All right. Then that if anything is excess, suppose you have a lot of fats, or suppose you concentrate on everything like only fats, only carbohydrate in excess, then there is going to be an imbalance. So all the nutrients are required by the body in specific quantities. Thus the food we eat should have the right proportion of nutrients needed by our body. No food contains all the nutrients. Okay, that is what you got to know. Therefore, it is essential to eat a combination of food so that we get all the nutrients. A balanced diet is a diet that contains all the nutrients in adequate amounts according to the requirement of an individual's body. What is a balanced diet? It is a diet that contains all the nutrients in adequate amounts according to the requirement of an individual's body. A balanced diet will vary according to the occupation, age, height and weight of a person. At times, because of wrong food habits, unhealthy methods of cooking and poverty, some people are unable to have a proper balanced diet. People who do not get a balanced diet suffer from various deficiency diseases. Okay? Now, deficiency of carbohydrates. Let's see about the deficiency of carbohydrates. Too little carbohydrates in a diet leads to weakness and tiredness. It causes physical and mental stress. A balanced intake of carbohydrates is a must for a healthy person. Overeating carbohydrates, on the other hand, makes some people overweight and obese. Obese people have a high probability of suffering from diseases such as heart problems and diabetes. So excess of carbohydrates is very, very bad. Okay, what does one land up with? Heart problems and diabetes. Okay. Now let's come to the deficiency of proteins and fats. Undernourished people, especially children, suffer from malnutrition due to protein deficiency. Kwashiorkor, a protein deficiency disease in children, leads to slow physical and mental development. Children with kwashiorkor have a swollen belly with thin, skinny legs. Marasmus is another disease that children may suffer from due to protein deficiency. So these are the kwashiorkor and marasmus are the two what you can see diseases caused by deficiency of proteins. Then let's come to the deficiency of vitamins. Okay, each vitamin regulates a specific function of the body and plays a vital role. An absence of these in diet causes several diseases. Now let's see the study table to know more about some of these diseases. Now this is a child suffering from rickets. Okay, deficiency diseases due to lack of vitamins. Vitamin A, what is the disease and symptoms? Night blindness, which is the inability to see in dim light. B is beriberi, skin diseases, retarded growth and anemia. Vitamin C, scurvy, which makes the gums swell up and bleed. Vitamin D, rickets, which affects children's bones, making them soft and bent. Vitamin K, excessive bleeding from wounds. Did you get it, children? Okay, now before proceeding further, I am just eager to know about this Norman Ernest Borlaug, 1914 to 2009. Norman Borlaug, known as the father of Green Revolution, was born on the farm in United States of America. As leading genetist and plant pathologist at the Cooperative Wheat Research and Production Program in Mexico, he discovered a high-yielding disease-resistant wheat. This helped bringing Green Revolution in Mexico, Pakistan and India. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1970. What an achievement, children, this is. Now I want you to go surf the net, go further in depth about this person who is the father of Green Revolution. Alright, you're going to get a lot of information about him. Prepare a mini booklet series. I want that with the picture of his. Alright, here I can't find the picture, so you're going to get his picture. Take a printout of it, and if you can, it would be, if you cannot get a printout, go ahead and sketch it. Alright, and then find out more details about him. It will be so very great on your part to do that. Alright, now we proceed further to the deficiency of minerals. Alright, now this is a person suffering from goiter. Now let's see what is it about this. Okay, though required by the body in small quantities, the absence of minerals in food also leads to deficiency diseases. For example, deficiency of iodine in the diet causes a disease named goiter that results in swollen neck. Goodness me. Now look at this. This is called goiter. Let's go to this activity 4. Study this table to know about some of the mineral deficiency diseases. Alright, now these are the minerals, and let's see the deficiency diseases caused by the lack of these minerals. Now lack of iron will cause anemia, lack of calcium, stunted growth, rickets, excessive bleeding, lack of phosphorus, weakness, soft bones and brittle teeth, lack of sodium, muscular cramps, lack of potassium, muscle weakness, paralysis, weak nerve responsiveness, lack of iodine, goiter, mental retardation, stunted growth. Okay, now let's see what we need to know over here. The human body requires zinc to function normally. There are organs of the human body such as salivary gland, prostate gland and pancreas which secrete zinc. Calcium is a vital element in any human diet as it plays an important role in the formation of strong bones and teeth. A regular calcium supply is very important in growing children and teenagers as it can substantially reduce the risks of osteoporosis in old age. It is a disease which makes bones weak and makes them break easily. It is common in 1 out of every 3 women and in 1 man in every 12 who are over the age of 50. Silicon is essential for the proper functioning of nerve cells and tissues in human body. Now what does silicon do? It controls the transmission of nerve impulses. It contributes greatly to the strength and integrity of bones everywhere in the body. It is also essential for the growth of hair, nails and teeth, and is therefore often called the beauty mineral. So if anybody asks you which is the beauty mineral, automatically you should respond it as silicon. It makes the eyes bright and protects the skin from becoming flabby. It is beneficial in all healing processes and protects the body against many diseases such as tuberculosis and skin disorders. So which are the important minerals that are mentioned over here? That is calcium. Then we have silicon. Okay, so ample amount of calcium is needed. All right, and this is what we learnt about calcium and silicon over here. Now let's go further. Let's see what these points to remember are there over here. Food contains essential components known as nutrients that we need to live and grow. The nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, fiber and water. Carbohydrates and fats are energy giving food. Deficiency of carbohydrates leads to weakness and tiredness. Proteins are body building nutrients. They are needed for the growth and repair of the body. Kwashiorkor, a protein deficiency disease in children, leads to slow physical and mental development. Deficiency of proteins and energy in children leads to marasmus. Vitamins and minerals are required in small quantities and are essential for the normal working of the body and protect us from diseases. Deficiency of vitamins and minerals in the diet leads to deficiency diseases. Water makes up about 70% of our body weight. It plays a vital role in our body. Fiber or roughage helps the proper functioning of the digestive system. A balanced diet contains proper amounts of each nutrient required by the body. A balanced diet will vary according to the occupation, age, height and weight of a person. Important definitions. What are nutrients? The essential components in food that we need to live and grow. What is a balanced diet? A diet contains proper amounts of each nutrient according to the age, height, weight and occupation of an individual. What are deficiency diseases? The diseases caused by the lack of vitamins or minerals in a diet. So children, this is the end of the interesting lesson of components of food. Hope you had a lovely time. I want you to do a lot of research on your own other than what is in this book and make umpteen amount of information sheets on them. Have a fantastic day.